Good morning, all of you. Uh, Distinguished speakers from India and overseas, as well as the large number of participants from all over the world. At the outset, I would like to welcome you all to to the second day of this exciting conference. On behalf of myself, the director, the faculty, and the students of the Institute of Bioinformatics, popularly known as IOB, the way the proceedings are going on in terms of science and the new virtual mode, I have no doubt that this will be the norm for the future. And I'm happy that IOB got the opportunity for jointly hosting this meeting with IIT uh, Jodhpur. Um, from the talks we heard yesterday, it is clear that with volumes of omics data accumulating over the past 2 decades, data science has emerged as a strong and essential domain in biomedical research, and ML and DL approaches are gaining increasing attention. As we would all agree, data curation and database development for structuring it in different perspectives is an integral part of data science. Perhaps as a recognition of this element of data science ahead of time, right from its inception in 2002, IOB has been active in building this capability internally. The first exercise was to build a very well curated and highly cited human protein reference database many years back, at a database created by extensive literature mining. Um, uh, Although it's not updated for quite some years now, people still find it to be very useful. This was followed by um, other development of other data resources, and I'm not going to list out all of them, but they include plasma protein database, pancreatic cancer database, and others. One of the very important and very, very intense missions that IOB followed was the net part, which constituted curation of a number of biochemical pathways, and IOB has a large number of publications uh, in this area. In subsequent years, IOB gradually moved to an experimental lab and started generating experimental data, particularly mass spectrometry data based on proteomics, mass spectrometry based proteomics data. The most prominent milestone achieved in this uh, activity was the generation of the draft map of human proteome after analyzing a large number of human tissues and publishing it in 2014. This remains a massive and a rare effort carried out by any one single lab, single group, with about 70 members featuring on the authors list. The experimental efforts continued in various areas, and today IOB intensely works in the areas of cancer, infectious diseases, genetic disorders, and some others. Cancer clearly has a strong focus, and you will see that in the presentation Dr. Prashant Kumar from IOB is going to make later in the day. You heard yesterday from Dr. Abhishek. He's setting up a computational biology platform with a new face using approaches like ML and DL. In pursuing these activities, IOB collaborated and collaborates with many institutes for their proteomics need and other activities. By now, a number of major national labs and other institutes have had in the country have had some collaboration or the other with IOB. Human activities like this requires a large number of a large human resource with diverse skills and interests, and IOB represents today a working model of this structure offered by its committed faculty and young student workforce. Recognizing this strength, uh, a very premier institute, Manipal Academy of Higher Education, a deemed to be university, showed a deep interest in partnering with IOB, bringing IOB under their education and research system. And last few years, we are associated with this and hope this partnership will help enhance our mutual activities even further. Biology is very heterogeneous and complex as well, yet it's very precise. Biological data science also has to deal with a high level of complexity, uh, and the challenge will be to achieve a level of precision and reliability that can match with the biological system. With this, and this is not going to be simple, but achievable using intelligent and patient strategies. We heard a great talk yesterday from Jessica Lasky from Harvard. She reflected two fundamental and very important points. One was that unlike genetics and genomics, which is relatively static, other omics like transcriptome and proteome and metabolome are very dynamic, and they are constantly impacted by external factors which are also varying. Dr. Abhishek yesterday was speaking about microRNA target identifications, and let me tell you that we have seen in our own group that even when we integrate database information, public domain omics data, bioinformatics strategies, and our own experimental outputs, targeted experimental outputs, we still come up with novel targets for certain microRNAs. So the point to make is that the cellular microenvironment is very contextual and ever changing. There is always something new that gets unraveled. So data science principles and strategies will have to always deal with such challenges of the dynamic challenges of the biological system. The second point she made was related to data science in clinical perspective and human healthcare. There is going to be another talk on this subject later in the session, and we'll hear more about this. But she highlighted the importance of epidemiology in analysis and interpretation of multiomics data. There was mention about the key role of played by the EMR system. These are things which are not very well structured, at least in India and possibly at many other places. So we have to wait and see how we can overcome these limitations when making data science tools and making them result oriented and very reliable. This is going to be another very reliable. So, in my uh, view, more as a biologist, we are, I think we are moving into a new paradigm of informatics and data science that is mixed with huge retrospective data available on hand and the real world challenges that we have to face in tinkering with that data and making sense out of it. Nevertheless, history has taught us that solutions always evolve with time and through a process. So we keep our hope ticking in that direction. And conference like this would always add great value to the pursuit, to this kind of pursuit. And I hope that we'll have we'll have lot of new insights coming up in the coming years. I stop here by once again wishing great success for these virtual interactions of the second day, and wish you all to have a great time through this meeting. Thank you very much.